Good day, friends. From today, I'll be discussing certain important points about the most worrying section in all competitive exams, that is, quantitative aptitude. Well, the basics remain the same, that you have to revise your old mathematical concepts that will be asked for. In most of the exams, it is class 10 maths, and in some exams, some concepts of classes 11 and 12 are also included. So you have to revise those concepts thoroughly. But in school, often what we did was we put some values in a formula and just arrived at the answer without knowing much what was happening in the problem or why we did that. But now, in these types of exams, you have to adopt a more logical based approach to solving mathematical problems. That is, what am I doing and why am I doing this? You have to continually ask questions. You have to approach the problem step by step. That is, what information has already been given in the problem and what is being asked for. And then you proceed to finding out how you can arrive at the answer on the basis of the information that has been given in the problem. So that is how a more logical based approach will have to be adopted. And once you get accustomed to this logical based approach of solving mathematical problems, this will also come in very handy in the data sufficiency problems. Now, data sufficiency problems actually ask that whether certain given information is sufficient or not for answering a particular question. And therein you will find this logical based approach very, very handy. As always, you will have to hone your mental calculation skills. You have to memorize some tables, say 1 to 20 tables up to 20, squares and cubes of numbers, squares and square roots and cube roots. And you have to also understand some of the shortcut methods of calculation, which will come in handy in also the data interpretation part that is being asked in many exams. Now, many of the students are unduly worried about the shortcut tips and tricks of solving problems. Now, let me mention here that once your concepts are thorough, and then when you know the conventional method of solving a problem, then only you will be able to appreciate and apply the shortcut method of solving a problem. So I would advise students to not only just memorize shortcut tips and tricks, but also understand the actual basis of the shortcut. That is, the steps should be first your concepts, then the conventional method, and then proceed to the shortcut. In that way, you will be able to understand the problem better. Now, I will give two examples where students often face problems. For example, numbers. often students face many problems with the classification of numbers. So this is one area you have to be careful, and you have to understand the concepts of classification of numbers, that is the number system, very, very thoroughly. Again, another area I would like to mention is that in school we have studied the chapters of fractions, decimals, and percentages separately. But in these type of exams, you have to understand that there is a very basic and simple relation between these three chapters. And you have to prepare a table like this. For example, half 1 by 2 is equal to, the fraction half is equal to 0.5 decimal, and it is equivalent to 50%. Likewise, 1/3 is equal to the decimal 0.33 and equivalent to the percentage 33 1/3%. So like this, you have to prepare this table and be accustomed to it. And this table will come in very, very handy in the data interpretation section. So that's what, there is a very significant relationship between these three chapters and data interpretation. Also, there is a very significant relationship between calculating percentages and solving different problems in the data interpretation section. Because many of the problems in DI section are actually related to calculation of percentages. So you should get well accustomed to mental calculation of percentages, and I think once you practice for some time, and regular practice will help you master these techniques of calculation. Now, also another thing, that in many problems you will see that you will save time by solving through the option based technique of solving problems. For example, suppose on the basis of the information given, you are being required to solve a particular equation. Now, in the conventional exam, we used to solve the equation in the traditional method. But here what we will do is just look at the options and plug in the values into that equation. And the value that satisfies the equation is the answer. So in this way, these certain tips and tricks will help you score more marks in the quant section and also in the data interpretation section. And I also explained to you the importance of adopting a logical based approach, which will help you very much in solving data sufficiency questions. So this is all for today, and any comments and suggestions are always welcome. If you need any advice, you can just mention your email in the comment section and I will contact you. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.